This is Manuka Subaru Friday Night Rivals, sponsored by USA Metal Roofs on MyTV.
Welcome inside Kenneth M. Robbins Stadium. We're in Loyalsock Township, Lycoming County. Tonight, it's a Pennsylvania Heartland Conference Division II showdown as our Friday night rivals, team number 1, Southern Columbia, battles team number 5, Loyalsock. Good evening, everyone. I'm Bob Ide. Amanda Cool will join us shortly on the sidelines and in the booth with me for week number 3 of high school football, former Tunkhannock area coach Jan Secek. And Jan, a year ago, Loyalsock shocked the state by beating Southern Columbia 27-10.
Yes, they did.
The Lancers are ranked in the state number 3. They want to play with the big boys. They want to put their big boy pants on, as we like to say once in a while.
Yes, we do.
They are close, and if they could win tonight, boy, they could really do that.
They really do. And Coach Van Fleet wants to prove it wasn't an anomaly last year, that he's got a program that is up and rising, and they are going to be contenders.
But Southern Columbia 2-0 overall. Their defense hasn't given up any points. Their rushing game is running at a high-octane level once again, and that may be because the return of Garrett Garcia, our Manuka Subaru spotlight player.
Garrett's back, and they welcomed him with open arms. He's averaging 106 yards a game. He's got 4 touchdowns this year. More importantly, he's anchoring that defense. He's averaging 6 solo tackles a game, so he is Southern Columbia.
Loyalsock has a great quarterback, Tyler G. We'll talk about him later on. And his favorite receiver, other Manuka Subaru spotlight player, he's a good one, Jalen Andrews.
Wow, 6'3", runs like a deer, averaging 125 yards a game. He's got 3 touchdowns in the air, 1 on a kickoff return. He's Mr. Lancer.
Jim Roth had COVID this week. He didn't go to practice, but he still gave us some keys to the game. First for the Tigers.
Well, he's concerned about that speedy receiver core. He's worried about his secondary coverage, and 2, he's worried about their defensive line, how big and strong they are with his inexperienced offensive line, but they don't count them out.
And for the Lancers?
And for the Lancers, Coach Van Fleet is worried about turnovers, and he wants to make sure that his offensive line really gets more consistency and they can get the job done against the Tigers.
Beautiful weather out right now. Hopefully that doesn't change later on. Let's check in now with Mike Susko from the Fox 56 News, first at 10.
Hi, Bob. Yeah, as we look at your forecast for this Friday night, we are tracking scattered showers and thunderstorms. So Mother Nature will be providing her own fireworks here, and not because of a celebration, but because we will, again, see those showers and storms in the area. Some of them could even produce strong winds and maybe even a little bit of large hail. So we really need to be watching that sky tonight for the Southern Columbia versus Loyalsock game. And because of that, I'm going to call a personal foul on Mother Nature here. So we really just need to watch the sky and pay attention to that radar. And if there is a storm that's going to develop nearby, make sure you are taking shelter and letting it pass. But for right now, let's send it back out to you on the field.
Loyalsock wants to become the first team since the 2008-2009 season to knock off Southern Columbia 2 years in a row. The Tigers say that won't happen. It's Southern Columbia and Loyalsock next.
You're watching Manuka Subaru Friday Night Rivals, sponsored by USA Metal Roofs on MyTV WQMY.
And here come the defending state champs, the Southern Columbia Tigers, ready to take on the home team from Loyalsock, pumped up, bringing out the stars and stripes. They want to win this game for the 2nd year in a row over the Tigers. Welcome back, everyone. Nice crowd on hand, beautiful night for high school football. And let's go down to Amanda now, the 3rd member of our crew is going to talk about Southern Columbia, Jim Roth, and some of the Lancers.
That's right, Bob. Well, Southern Columbia has had this game circled on their calendar all year. Loyalsock upset Southern Columbia last year before the Tigers went on to lose 2 more games and then eventually winning the state title. Coach Roth has been away from the team all week, but he's back on the sidelines tonight. Both of these teams are ranked in the state. Southern Columbia is 1st in AA and Loyalsock is 3rd in AAA. Tonight is a great test for both of these teams, but especially for Loyalsock. They can gauge where they're at in the year so far.
And there you saw Jim Roth with the mask. He did have COVID. He has been cleared. He wasn't at practice all week, but he has a lot of confidence in this strong coaching staff because they've been together almost as long as he's been there.
I'll tell you what, Andy Mills, Mike Johnston, Brandon Trow, Wes Tillett, Rick Steele, Artie Kissinger, Ken Ruckel, Roger Newskester, and Alex Caravan. They know what needs to be done for the Tigers to be successful. Without having Coach Roth there, that's always like a head coach's worst nightmare. You can't be there. But he said he has so much confidence in his assistant coaches that he missed it more than they missed him.
Well, he's never missed a game in his 40 years of coaching. Loyalsock won the toss. They say, we want the ball. We're not going to give it to Southern Columbia. We want to set the tone. So Isaac Carter will tee it up, and will he kick it deep to either Jalen Andrews or Jamar Harden? Well, here's the thing about Isaac Carter. Boy, he has an all-state type leg. 5 touchbacks this year already. Last year he had 7. It's hard for the opposing team to even bring the ball out, let alone pick it up. So here we go. We're underway in our Friday Night Rivals. Game of the week. Andrews from his 3. No room to go. He comes up past the 20, and that's where we'll see Tyler G. He's thrown for over 5,000 yards in his career here. He's Kyle Datris' cousin. He plays like Kyle Datris, and there you see his numbers from this year, Jan.
My gosh, 417 yards in 2 games. If you look at his completions, I mean, I think if I remember correctly, his quarterback percentage, he was at 130. So he's doing a real nice job leading this Lancers offense, and let's see what they could do in this first series.
Lancers averaging early on 35.5 points per game, 414 total yards. Pretty even, 200 on the ground, 214 through the air. They will spread it out, and they will move quick. Burdette gets the first handoff, and he's up for about a 5-yard game.
Well, Southern's playing their 4-4, and they shifted the halfback to the left, from the right side to the left side, and they just ran that outside zone there on them, and they got a nice gain there.
Meanwhile, Southern defense, as expected, 148 yards per game. No points in their first 2 games. They haven't done this since 2019. They get in 3 consecutive games, I should say, since 2019. So it'll be a tall task for the Lancers. G, the leading rusher. And he's going to be short about a yard. Coming up to make the hit, Jake Hoyt.
Well, one of the things Coach Ross was concerned about was the pass, but now look at G in here doing a nice job with the read on the RPO. Gets out there, just gets that, makes that very 3rd and short.
Kyle Chrisman, the senior, with the tackle. 3rd and a yard now coming up. Dolan Harmon back in behind G, number 43, a sophomore. First flag of the night gives us an opportunity to check out tonight's District 4 referees in this Pennsylvania Heartland Conference game. Joe Claybon is the head referee's white hat. So that will give Loyalsock their first down of the night, past the 35. G's first pass out to Harmon with speed. The Williamsport transfer is up for his first series. A lot of speed on the outside, 4.40 for 5 yards.
They just go with that quick hitter, nice release right there. Good ball, security, tucks and goes, eludes one, and gets a nice gain to make it 2nd and short. Now I noticed number 6 for the Tigers, Jake Hoy, is 6'2". He's locked up on number 1. So wherever he's going, that's where number 6 will be for the Southern Columbia defense.
Jalen Andrews had a big punt return of the last year's game in that upset win. And we're going to have a quick timeout, 9:32 left in the first for Loyalsock. Time now to check out the USA Metal Roofs starting lineups. First for Loyalsock. Talk about G. We haven't seen Logan Bastian yet. Derek Culp will play the H-back. Receivers very talented. Andrews, Harden, and Patterson. Up front, this is where they're going to be tested tonight. They had 4 new starters across the board. Bomboy, West, French is a returner. Johnson's a big kid, and McLean a big kid as well.
Well, they averaged 237 pounds across the board. That was one of Coach Roth's. He was keys to the game was being able to control their offensive line. So we'll see how they do. But again, the defensive line for Southern is, with their 4 guys, is 215.
I'm sure Coach Van Fleet did not want to take a timeout less than 3 minutes in, but some miscommunication with his quarterback. And it'll bring up second down. Trips to the far side. Burdette, nowhere to go. Number 32, one of the best in the state of linebacker, Dominic Fedorov.
Boy, they crowded the box. They broke their 4-4. They made it a 6-1 defense, and they just covered every gap. And Fedorov just read that perfectly and dropped them for a short loss.
So a third down situation here in their first possession for Loyalsock. Five-man rush. Just behind Andrews, goes incomplete. The punt team now coming on for the Lancers on their first possession.
That ball was just thrown low and behind him. You see that there. Looked like he sidearmed that in there a little bit. So I'm wondering if he saw some pressure coming in and tried to work around the defender.
Andrews was open. If he put it on him, he would have had a nice game. G is also the punter. 46.3 average, only 3 punts so far this year. No flag. High hanging kick. Murphy back to receive, and they'll let it roll. Lancers down it right around the 20-yard line. So about a 40-yard punt in there, and that's where we'll see the quarterback from Southern Columbia, Blake Wise, senior, 3-year starter. Put up good numbers so far this year. He's thrown 2 touchdowns. More important, no interceptions.
Exactly. And for Coach Roth to actually throw the ball, if you look at that, folks, 17 attempts and 8 completions and 2 touchdowns. That's phenomenal, especially for Southern Columbia's team that is such a wing tee, and they are so run-oriented that they get you both ways now.
Well, this is where the Lancers defense will be tested with this wing tee offense. Might not be the same players as a year ago, but still it was effective. Another flag comes in before Southern could even get the playoff.
Well, last year they had Brandon Wisloski and Wes Barnes. Now those are big shoes to fill. Let's see what we have.
So it's going to be encroachment on Loyalsock. So Southern free 5 on their first possession. Offsides Loyalsock from Joe Claybon. Lancers crowd in the box, as you might expect. They saw this offense last year. Fumble. Madden picks it up. So much for that 5 yards you lost. Madden, lucky to get that ball back. Good stop from the Lancers. Here now the offense, USA Metal Roofs offense for Southern Columbia, averaging 42 points per game. Madden, Murphy, Garcia, those are the names this year that talked about the players they had to replace. Crispin and Milkowski will get the start. Jay Coy will also be in there. And this is where they will be tested again. Some new starters up front. Just one senior, and that's Robert Long. Little hole for Madden, flipped up by Andrews. Third down on the way.
Well, they were running that belly look in there. What that means, folks, is the halfback's leading through. The fullback gets the ball, as you'll see on here, right there, number 2, and he just cuts back because there was a big gap in there. That's great running with your eyes, as we call it.
Carden Madden, 548 total yards in his career, 15 touchdowns. Did see a lot of action last season with the injury to Wes Barnes, along with Murphy. Big third down here in the first. Quick pitch to Madden. Picks up figure law, first down, past the 30.
Well, last play they ran belly. Now they run a lead play, and you'll see that their guard, front side guard pulls, and the halfback is now leading up in there. Great job by Carter Madden to find that yardage for that key first down.
Loyalsock's defense was tested in that first game, but a lot of mistakes against Berks Catholic. So they gave up 225 yards per game, but last week really turned things around against Hughesville. Very stout in that game, just 10 points on average so far. Last week it was a shutout. First carry for Garcia. And the big burly back, 225-pounder up through for 4. And he's had a great season already.
In this young season again, and this is that load play that we talked about where the halfback's leading up through. And again, Garcia, boy, did they miss him last year on defense and offense, and he's raring to go.
Had a big first game of the year, did Garcia, in their win against Berwick. He has 4 touchdowns on the year. Just adds a different dimension. Madden on that little sweep, puts his head down, another figure loft, first down to the 45. Time now to check out the USA Metal Roofs defense for the Lancers of Loyalsock. They'll run a 4-3 this year. Phillips, Johnson, French, and West will be tested up front. Linebackers, they had to replace 2 good ones from last year.
They did.
And Culp, Harmon, and Bastian get the nod. And the secondary might not be tested. They're going to have to play the run more. Andrews, Burdette, Lee, and Patterson. Try a quick hitter to Garcia. Couple yards on that.
Just a full back dive in there. They go with the motion like they're setting up the buck sweep in there, and he just hits it. Nice job. Look at him extending that ball out. I mean, he's 6 foot tall, had those arms, and then he's like 8.5 feet. So that they didn't give him the yardage on it because his knee had touched down.
Well, this Lancer defense shut down the Tigers offense a year ago. You have confidence, but can they do it again? I guess is the question, right?
That is the big-time question. Again, Southern Columbia is Southern Columbia. Neither of these teams are going to be pressing the panic button early.
Well, that's a way to do it. Logan Bastian shoots in. And
I mean, number 53 in there, Ethan French did a real nice job on the defensive line, as did Blake Phillips.
So really a 3rd and long for Southern, 3rd and 8. That is 3rd and long for them. Typically you say throw, but not usually for Southern. We'll see what they're going to do. Wise, first throw of the night. Looks to the outside and pick. Nice catch by Hoy. The senior still on his feet. So Southern goes to the air, picks up a figure loft first down. They're in the red zone to the 10.
That was just an elusive receiver making a defender miss, and all those yaks that we talk about, yards after the catch. Look at this. Time to throw, perfectly placed ball. Great job coming back on that back shoulder, turns it upfield. Now, the only thing I'm sure Coach Roth will say, get the ball in the outside hand. That's the only thing coaching-wise that he would tell him to do a little bit different.
So first and goal, Southern Columbia after the 45-yard pass and catch play. Madden fights in, couple yards there. So another play inside the Kelly Mahindra red zone for Southern Columbia on their first possession of this game.
Well, that was a double tight, double wing formation, and that's what they were setting up earlier in the series. They're trying to get that motion to Madden, and then this time they fed him the ball. Right in there, you see number 52 pulling. Robert Long, he plays the right guard. The 5'10", 190-pound senior leading the way.
Three in the backfield. Madden has a hole. Shifty in there. Good stop by Burdette. 3rd and goal.
Now all they did, folks, was they broke their double wing formation, brought both those wings back to a full house, and they just loaded up in there with that, with Madden just following the halfback, fullback up and through what we call the C hole.
11th play of the drive to start it at their own 19 for Southern. Garcia the lone back. Garcia gets it behind the big line, and it's a Blaze Alexander touchdown, Southern Columbia. Garcia's 5th of the season puts the Tigers on the board.
Well, right up in there, you see number 51, Jeremiah Johnson, 6'2", 275 pounds. He stands up the offensive lineman on that one, which was Robert Long. But Garcia's a savage kind of runner back that has experience and punched it in for the touchdown.
PAT from Carter's up and good, and with 3:13 left in the first, Southern takes the 7-0 lead in this Friday Night Rivals showdown. So Southern Columbia takes the lead after an 11-play drive that went 81 yards. Isaac Carter's kickoff goes into the end zone, another touchback as expected. Loyalsock back out to their 20. No panic yet for the Lancers. They just have to get the rhythm going.
That's just it. I mean, we saw that the first series. The throw was low and behind his number one favorite receiver, and they're just going to get back into their rhythm. Again, we call it the grind. Let's just go. It's part of the game. Let's see how they respond.
They get the signal from the sidelines. G back, getting pressure. This is going to be the key all night long. A sack for Southern Columbia. Ethan McCoskey is first of the year.
You're just going to see, look at number 77, Landon Cobb. Somebody forgot to block him, put the initial pressure on, and allowed number 41, Ethan McCoskey, to come in there and drop him for a huge loss.
Talk about what you saw against the Hughesville game when you were watching the Loyalsock offense. It looked like they were getting pressured all night from Hughesville's front line. This is the key of the game. This offensive line has to stop the Tigers and give G time, right?
Oh, absolutely, Bob. And when we were watching that game, breaking that down on Huddle, there were glimmers of hope that Hughesville, their speed was putting that pressure on, but they couldn't maintain it. But Southern Columbia is a whole different ball team.
They're going to have to leave a back in. They do. G is flushed. Another takedown, Isaac Carter. This is going to be a yard gain, no yard gain, not a sack, it doesn't look like.
Well, you're going to see Garrett Garcia right there with the huge pressure. Outside 41 and 43 is Carter, who plays defensive line. He did a great job in trying to do a hip toss.
And G is banged up. He was taken down hard by Isaac Carter. He's not a kicker anymore, folks. He's a defensive tackle.
I don't think you see too many kickers that have arms like that in the league.
And G's going to come out. This is a huge set of circumstances. Caden Kiefer, the sophomore, is going to have to come in. And a 3rd and 21, you think it's going to be take it easy now for the Lancers. Just get that ball over for Loyalsock.
So you'll watch. Here comes the pressure. 23 flushes him from the left to the right. 41, and watch this hip toss right here. He just grabs cloth and says hello, and then bam. I mean, there was nothing dirty or illegal about that.
Right on his shoulder. We'll take a look at that. And, yes, they will be conservative on the call to Burdett. It's actually a loss of 1. So G does run back on to the punt. That's good news.
That is. Well, he has to come off mandatory one play. And you see Mikowski is really giving them fits. Ethan Mikowski is only a sophomore, 6 foot, 190 pounds, and he's just wreaking havoc up on that front edge.
That possession, 3 plays, minus 12 for Loyalsock. They have to find an answer for this offense. G in, low line kick. Going to take a big bounce. Murphy gets away for it, but Southern Columbia will have excellent field position right after 48-yard line, leading 7-0. This is not what Loyalsock wanted to happen.
Absolutely not. This is how Coach Van Fleet, scripted this out. He knows his first 10 plays. He was doing that to see how Southern would react, and we're seeing a Southern team that has a chip on their shoulder right now, especially on defense.
Well, they lost 3 games last year. They started 5-3 to Southern Columbia. Of course, they went on a winning streak. They won the state title, their 6th straight, 13th overall. But those 3 losses, they want to get the R word, revenge. And it starts tonight. Danville in a couple weeks, Mount Carmel after that. This team is possessed as Garcia takes it through. They also know if they could run the table and go undefeated, they could get Jim Roth his 500th win.
What a monumental feat to be able to get 500 wins. Even where Coach Roth sits right now is unheard of. The winningest coach in the state of Pennsylvania. People were able to watch him over the last few years and just how these teams that he produces, they produce year in and year out. And fortunately for them, 13 state championships in Southern Columbia.
Pitch out to Murphy. Gets a block. He has a figure law first down inside the 40. So Southern on the move again. Nothing fancy.
It's wing T at its finest. It's just a toss lead. 54, the left guard, Judd Bremagen, 5'10", 200-pound junior, leading the way for Loudon. And we saw him last year. He did a great job when they had injuries with Wisloski and Barnes at times. So he's not a stranger to running the ball.
Perfect Storm Renovations first down for Southern Columbia on the move. Another first down for Southern. Last time was an 11-play drive. And that will do it. That ends the quarter. Southern Columbia comes up to Loyalsock with one thing on their mind: revenge. Right now, they lead 7-0.
Welcome back to Loyalsock for Friday Night Rivals. Southern Columbia leads Loyalsock 7-0 after the first quarter. I am in the Perfect Storm student section with Loyalsock Lancers. Joining me now is Izzy. She's a senior and one of the leaders of the student section. Izzy, what kind of energy do you bring, and describe the atmosphere in your student section?
We always try to come and show the best and be as loud as we can be, and a lot of us travel to the away games and try to be as loud and as best as we can be again.
How do you guys motivate the team on the field?
We cheer really loud, and we try to have a big student section so that, you know, we're loud. And yeah.
Today's your whiteout. What are some other fun themes that you have?
We are doing a blackout versus Montoursville because that's like one of our bigger games of the season. We're going to do a USA theme and a neon and construction theme soon.
Awesome. Do you have any traditions or cheers that you guys like to do?
Yeah, we can show you right now.
Awesome. Let's see.
Woo! Yay, team!
Welcome to the asylum.
Yes. Good job, ladies.
Absolutely.
Great job by the student section as well. Back on the field, start of the second quarter, Coach. Southern Columbia has run 13 plays for 93 yards. Loyalsock has run 8 plays for 2.
That last series did not help their statistics, that's for sure.
They did not as well. Inside handoff. And a couple yards for Garcia. Good job by the interior of Loyalsock defense. That's going to be another key. They got to keep those guys in front of them.
Oh, big. And again, number 51, Jeremiah Johnson. You see him in there. He's just being stout. They can't move him, and his big arms are in there making the running back choose a gap. And there was number 40 to drop him for a loss. 43, excuse me, Dolan Harmon.
So you see Ethan French in there, along with big Jeremiah Johnson, Isaiah West, and Phillips, the front 4. Bastion on the outside, too. Second and long. The inside reverse to Murphy. Burdette comes up, tries to make a tackle. Andrews finally comes in. And after all that, just a gain of 3, third down now with the flag on the play. So Loyalsock did a good job covering that. They've seen it a lot, I'm sure, in practice. Murphy just doesn't have that speed that we saw from, like, Bars and Wisloski last year.
Absolutely. But the one thing he's good at is being elusive. Watch how many tackles are missed here on him. You see it. He's got good position. Watch this coming up. Boom. And he just sidesteps, puts that arm down. Another one. That left arm's his best friend right now. At number 1, our spotlight player of the game, Jalen Andrews, comes in and makes sure that that gain is minimized.
So the flag's going to go against Southern Columbia. It's a hold. And it will put them all the way back to their own 49-yard line and put it back to second down. So second and long now facing Southern Columbia.
Well, and we know that this Southern Columbia team can pass now, so it's not like they're going to be worried about it because during preseason and even in their first 2 games, they were throwing the ball downfield.
Play action-wise, here comes the rush. They try to set up a screen. It's behind them. They're going to call it incomplete or a lateral. They call it incomplete. Great pressure by Johnson, the junior.
Boy, I'll tell you what, he was coming upfield with a purpose, and he got his big hand up there, and he tipped that ball, which didn't allow that screen play to develop at all.
Johnson's a sophomore. I forgot last year he played as a freshman. So a big 3rd and long now for the Loyalsock defense to get Southern off the field and get this ball back.
This is exactly what Coach Van Fleet wants to do with his Lancers. Let's keep them at this super 3rd and long, get the ball back, good field position, and let's just start driving down their throats.
Wise straight back, gonna just air it out. And it's caught by Hoy, one-handed. They say yes, he pulls it in. LJ Lee on the coverage, can't believe it. A huge first down for Southern Columbia.
Look at that ball, perfect spiral, one hand, great concentration. And in high school, we only need 1 foot in. What a great job by Hoy.
25-yard gain, and Jake Hoy has 2 big catches in this game so far.
And that's been the difference, especially in their scoring drive, was Hoy. His yards after the catch is set up, and this one now for a key first down.
Back to the ground game with Garcia. Harmon comes in, no gain on the play. So Harmon, a transfer from Williamsport, got cleared to play the other day, and he played in his first game last week.
And Jameer Harden did a nice job defending that, stopping him at the line of scrimmage.
Flag right in the middle, so someone must have moved up front. That's the umpire who made that call. So it'll probably go against Southern Columbia. So a couple of little mistakes here on this drive from the Tigers. They've already converted 1 3rd down, bringing 2nd and long now.
It looked like number 54 just jumped the gun just a little bit. He knew he was pulling on towards his side. He just got a little excited and just went a hair right before the snap.
This defense is going to have to keep Loyalsock in this game before the offense can finally turn things around and get something going. As I said, just 2 yards of offense in that first quarter, and they've barely touched the ball. Time of possession being owned by Southern Columbia, which you usually see in a lot of games. Inside, reverse to Madden. Can he get the edge? He can't. Good pursuit. Loss on the play. Harden in there again with Culp. Give it a 1-yard gain, 3rd and long.
Boy, look at this. They did a great job with this. The Lancers did, stringing that out, forcing him to the sideline. And look at 24, makes that initial hit. That is Vincence's. Vincence's. Braden Vincence's.
If you don't get the first down, you have Isaac Carter, very good leg. But most of the time, you kick field goals.
When you're Southern Columbia, it's mostly extra points.
It's mostly extra points, right. So
I'm not trying to be glib about it, but yeah, I mean, that's just what they do, and that's why they've been so successful over the years.
Oh, movement in the middle again. This will back up Southern 5, so 3 big penalties on this drive. This helped Loyalsock.
Boy, that was number 70, Caden Schultz, unfortunately jumped on that. Those are the things that will drive Coach Roth and his staff crazy. Those are mental mistakes. Those are things that you don't normally see from a Southern Columbia team.
Coach Roth, again, still calling the plays, even though they weren't there all week. Shuffling guys in and out. 3rd and 19, let's call it. Under 10 minutes here in the first half. Tigers out in front with 1 long drive so far tonight. Wise back, no pressure, gonna go to the end zone. Has Hoy again, and it's deflected. Tried to hit Crispin back there. Harmon makes himself known, knocks it down, and it's 4th down.
Boy, what a beautiful ball. I'll tell you what, this young man, for a wing T quarterback, you don't see them throwing those type of tight spirals downfield like that. And when you have Kyle Crispin down there beating your defender, I'll tell you what, there's no reason why they shouldn't go downtown.
Yeah, Crispin, bronze medal in the District 4 track meet last year in the 100. He has really good speed. They bring Isaac Carter on to just pooch kick it. Try to play the field position game. Hoy right down there. Going to let it roll, and Loyalsock comes out deep in their own side of the field. The end zone right behind them, 8:50 left. First down 10, Tyler G back out. That's good news. Let's see what they got to get going. Most of the time you don't throw out the end zone, but with Loyalsock, hey, you get one of those guys with speed past the secondary, they'll run 98 yards.
Well, again, I'm really impressed with how well Hoy is playing secondary-wise. He is locking down on top of number 1, Jalen Andrews, who's also the same size, 6'2", 190-pound speedster. But, yeah, he's playing 8 yards off of him. They got a free safety at 12 yards deep just to make sure for insurance reasons.
But they put Harden in the backfield. They're going to say he just got past the line of scrimmage. Barely moved the change, half yard at best. If not, that would have been a safety.
And guess who was in there at the thick of it? Number 23 in there. Look at that pursuit that he came from his outside linebacker position inside and almost had that. Nice job by number 32, Dominic Fedorov in there. We're talking about veteran linebackers that are state caliber.
Southern Columbia's leader in total tackles. He's a good one, Cal Halliday at Michigan State, 474. Fedorov, he's just a junior. Even with the COVID year, is going to come close, as will Garcia. And here we go. They're going to lay it up for Andrews. And it's picked off. Didn't lead him enough. Our player of the game so far pulls this one in. Jake Hoy with the INT.
He had time to throw that ball. Nice spiral, just right behind the receiver. Perfect position by the defender. You always tell, as a defensive back coach, you tell him to throw it through the defender.
She's 4th interception of the year. And with Andrew's speed, you think you have to lay it out further, let him run under it, correct?
Absolutely. And again, the ball was inside. I would have thrown it more, and that's a quarterback thing with the coaching telling him, throw it down the sideline. Don't throw it to the numbers.
Southern up 7-0. Good field position at the Loyalsock 32. Wise is going to go. He's got a wide open receiver. 2 wide open receivers. This is Murphy, gets behind the secondary. It's a Blaze Alexander touchdown, Southern Columbia.
Well, Gage Patterson, the junior left corner, he just was a step behind. Look at that. He just didn't even read it. Boy, he had a choice of who to go to. And Murphy does a great job running that route, making himself visible for an easy touchdown.
They said Southern's going to throw more as we have a breakdown on the PAT. Murphy flips it, little shovel pass. Are they going to count it? I believe they do.
Yep, it's official.
14-0, 15-0 to score. Southern over Loyalsock. Well, it turned out to be a beautiful night for high school football in this Pennsylvania Heartland Conference Division II showdown. Owned in this first half by the number 1 team in our FNR and the number 1 team in Class AA, Southern Columbia. 15-0 the score. What'd you think of that shovel pass? Did it work?
Yes, it did work. What was interesting was the snap was high, and when you have Loudon Murphy, who's an established running back in Southern Columbia's offense, as your holder, he deemed it high. He's tried to make things happen, and he really did. He's getting brought down. Shovel pass for a 2-point conversion.
So Loyalsock just trying to get anything going. Tyler G., who's rushed for over 1,000 yards in his career, goes up forward, about 3-yard gain. Okay, if you're Loyalsock, are you changing the game plan? What is the game plan at right now?
No, their game plan is they're just going to attack you, and they just got to start getting some consistency. And, Bob, you alluded to it earlier that they haven't had the ball. Time of possession was minimum in that first quarter.
Plus the turnover battle. We talked about keys to the game for Justin Van Fleet. Interception, 1 play, touchdown Southern. You can't give Southern Columbia that. They're going to make you pay. So G has to get things going, get it to his playmakers. Gets it out to Andrews. Good tackle by Hoy, and it will be a first down.
Nice job. Just a quick hitter. Again, he's a veteran receiver. He knows where the dead zone is. Sit down, make yourself big, and get that reception, and you got to keep first down. And that's all they're going to do. They're just going to keep dinking down the field, trying to take what Southern Columbia has given you.
So a Perfect Storm Renovations first down for Loyalsock. Let's see if they can get anything going. 3 yards of offense so far in this game, 1 INT. Trying to get Harden outside. He cannot. Pursuit is there.
That's Colden Bloom,
Yep.
the senior playing defensive end. Just can't get around him. Look at the extension he got on that, folks. He ended up locking his arms out, like we tell defensive ends, like get the separation, get your head to the side, read the play, and then he shed the offensive tackle and made his own tackle.
Bloom last year, 93 total tackles and 3 sacks. A lot of experience from the defensive end, so second and long now. As they try to get Harden loose, they're just not able to yet. Here comes the rush. Big blitz. Get over the middle. They find Burdett. Big gain inside Tiger territory. The first time the Lancers are on the move.
Well, they did a nice job in there stretching that secondary, and they went in between the zones on that. Tons of pressure. Again, a medium pass. Look how wide open he was. Linebacker 32's got to drop a little bit further to try to take that away. That was just too easy of a pitch and catch there for the Lancers.
Biggest gain of the night for Loyalsock, over 30 yards. And finally, let's see if it gets him on the move. But, Tyler G, under pressure all night long, barely got that off. They have to clean up the offensive line if you're Loyalsock.
Well, the one thing that the Tigers are doing is they're disguising who's coming in on the blitz.
Nice run up the middle by Dolan Harden. We have not seen Logan Bastian at all. Harden goes up for a nice gain of about 9.
And they just go with that inside zone, and a great job by the O-line. They washed it down and allowed number 43 to get that big run in there.
G off that left side has a Perfect Storm Renovations first down.
Well, go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
I was going to say the Lancers came out with a balanced set where they had stacked both receivers on both sides, forcing the secondary and the outside linebackers out to cover, which allowed a great call, G, to see that and keep as a quarterback keep.
So another first down. They'll bring in the wideout package. 5 wideouts in there with G in the back. He has no protection, though. Blitz up the middle. He gets hit. He throws it up. Oh, great catch by number 2, Jamar Harden. Touchdown. Blaze Alexander score for Loyalsock.
Well, you'll watch this, folks. You'll see that where the breakdown occurred was he does a stop pattern right there. And 39 just was looking the opposite way. That sprung Harden there for the touchdown.
But you can't get Harden matched up with a linebacker. He's going to beat you all night long. So the 35-yard Blaze Alexander touchdown is up and good. The kick is through by Cooley. And Loyalsock's back in this one, but we have a flag down. Let's see what it is first. But that is what the doctor ordered if you're Loyalsock. A nice big drive, 80 yards, marching down the field. Personal foul against Loyalsock. The PAT, I guess, will count. There was no signal. So 15-7 the score. They'll mark it off, I believe, on the kickoff.
It will be assessed on the kickoff.
So a 6-play, 80-yard drive. After Loyalsock had 3 yards of total offense the whole game, that's going to do wonders for you. 2 big pass plays, and they finally got their rhythm. Let's see now if it can carry over onto the defensive
And that
side.
rhythm, Bob, that you talked about in terms of the passing game, there is pressure in Tyler G's face every single time. They're bringing the outside linebacker, inside linebacker. And on that last play, they went with an empty backfield set, so they had to have 5 defenders out, but they still had 6 guys that put pressure right in his face for that. And again, Tyler G's a veteran at this. He stepped up, and now they're marching off the personal foul penalty.
Okay, well,
it was on
Joe Claybon
Southern.
made the wrong call. He pointed to Loyalsock. It was against Southern Columbia. So Loyalsock gets the advantage. Southern gets the penalty, and there you see where he's going to kick from, on the Tigers' side of the field. So Cooley tees it up, the senior, after the PAT. The crowd's back in this one. In Loyalsock Township, he just shoots it through and gives Southern Columbia the ball at their own 20-yard line. So we expected a good game. Both of the offenses can score, but it took Loyalsock a little bit of time to get things going. But Southern now back out.
Well, when you play the number 1 ranked team in the state, a team that has won 6 consecutive state titles, 13 in their school history, you are going to be intimidated, and that's the hardest thing to try to coach out of kids. Don't play intimidation. Just play with 100% and just play without any hesitation. And they did that the second quarter.
Well, Wise is 4 for 5 on the night, over 100 yards so far through the air. Go back to the ground, and the big burly back, Eric Garcia, but a flag comes in. I think this one's coming back. The umpire called it again after the 15-yard gain.
They just go with that lead play right there. Garcia, nice job. Big chunks right there, blocking it back. You saw it on your screen there, folks. That's what they're going to call.
So penalties have hurt Southern Columbia tonight. That's their 6th. This will back them up.
Well, we're seeing an uncharacteristic Southern Columbia team with lots of mental mistakes and penalties. Plus, they're also throwing the ball, which is, like I said, uncharacteristic of them. But they are being so efficient at the pass game. It's crazy how good they are.
Quick pitch. This is Madden. He shoots through for about 5. Second down on the way.
Look at that, just a quick toss. Number 70 just stepped outside. He's going to have to maintain that block a little bit longer to give his running back the time he needs to make a good read and get up in there.
If you are Loyalsock's defense, giving up just 147 on the ground, you want to keep Southern in 3rd and longs. Big hole for Garcia, gets tripped up by Burdette. Falls forward short of the first down by 1 yard.
And you'll see number 2 in here is that's where he just drove the linebacker into Garcia. Again, he's doing his job. He's going to take the defender where he can. It's up to the running back to see where he's supposed to go.
Under 4 to play here in the first half. 8-point lead for the Tigers in this Division III matchup of the Heartland Conference. Oh, great job shooting in. Number 51, Johnson, read that play from the beginning. No gain on the play. Southern sends out the punt team.
Yeah, he just, again, doing what we do as defensive line coaches. You tell him to ride his hip, get your hand on his hip, and he just rode it inside. He squeezed it down, and he made a great play.
Carter, the kicker. Let's see, 36-yard average. Let's see if they actually kick it or it's a fake. Great fake last night for Detroit. Carter keeps it, gets a little bit of pressure to keep him honest. Hardin can't pick it up and run it back. And the ball will be down at the 32. A lot of time left, 2 timeouts remaining for the Lancers. Down 8 in this game in Loyalsock Township.
UNB Bank is proud to be your hometown bank and fully supports high school football with locations in Mount Carmel, New Media, and our Shamokin Dam loan office, UNB offers lending that's local, service that's personal, and banking that's trusted. UNB Bank, supporting our community for over a century.
Tyler G, 263 yards first game against Berks Catholic, over 5,000 for his career, but he's going to need a big game tonight and start getting more protection. Inside to Burdett, 2 yards on that. So Logan Bastion was listed as the starter, a senior. We have not seen him on offense tonight, just defense.
There was the RPO with the inside zone right there you saw just for a short gain. But again, it's positive yardage, which is what Loyalsock wants to do, and keep the ball away from Southern Columbia.
G with time. G going long and just out of the reach of Harden downfield. Looking on the inside, threw it to the outside. Third down.
That's the scary thing right there with Tyler G. If you give him time, he's going downtown, and it's going to be a beautiful ball. Look at that. Nice tight spiral coming in, and just overthrew it. Again, it's hard when you're a receiver because you're not sure what's going on behind you. And coach is going to tell him, you just do your thing, run your pattern.
4 wideouts now in. Harmon in the backfield for protection. Here comes the blitz from Southern. Garcia off his back foot goes G, and it's knocked down. Great defense by Crispin. G goes down hard, and it brings up 4th down.
Well, pressure came from the right side. The right tackle, he stepped to his outside, number 31. We've called his name quite a lot tonight. Has done a great job with the spin move on the inside and really hit that quarterback tough.
G just walking around, a little wobbly. He is the punter. But you cannot sustain that if you're a quarterback all night long.
Not with the hits he's taking right now.
Madden Murphy back to receive. Nice high kick. Takes a Tiger bounce, and Lancers down to right at the 41. And that's where Southern will have plenty of time left. 3 timeouts left for the Tigers. 2:12 on the clock. Up by 8 for Southern Columbia. Trying to get back after a 27-10 win by Loyalsock a year ago.
Well, Tyler Culp was smart. With Loyalsock, he saw that ball bouncing backwards. He jumped on that real quick. And I'll tell you what, the Lancers right now, their defense last couple series, they've really been holding. They've got to do a great job right now because they don't want to give up a touchdown, and then Southern Columbia gets the ball to start the second half.
Remember, that was the first point Southern defense has given up all year long to Loyalsock. Murphy just trying to find a block. Does. Good eyes by Murphy. Inside. Andrews can't get him. Murphy in for a Blakes Alexander. Southern Columbia touchdown, 59 yards for the senior. His 3rd TD of the year.
One play, 59 yards, Bob, you said? Wow, and they only took 7 seconds off the clock. Here it is again. He just is so elusive. He gets to the outside. Watch this. Cuts it back inside right there. I thought he's going down balance, great balance. Again, that's stuff that Southern Columbia does. They coach that up. They teach those kids to bounce. They do all these different drills throughout the week, and you can see how it pays off.
Carter on for the PAT. Good hold, good snap, and this one is through. Southern just one play, 59 yards, all out of Murphy, 3rd touchdown of the year. And he did a great job with his vision. He was the P word, patient.
And they run. Oh, that's the buck sweeping, because you see number 54 right there pull from his left guard position and was lead blocking. Does a great job. Loyalsock's got to squeeze that down, but I'll tell you what, Lonnie Murphy, great job. Great run, great effort for that touchdown.
Murphy against Shamokin had 11 carries, 123 yards, and 2 touchdowns for the senior. Playing behind 2 great backs the last couple of years, Murphy and Madden got their reps.
They did.
and got a lot of experience, and they know what they want to do. They want to lead this team to their 14th state title. Hey, speaking of games, big games in the PHAC, how about the game down at Selinsgrove tonight? Second quarter, Jersey Shore and Selinsgrove tied at 14.
Wow. We know, again, two teams that are in our top 10.
Carter, his third touchback of this game. And I don't know if he's looking at Division I schools for a kicker, but when you can do that and the leg he has.
And they know he's a physical player. So
yeah.
If they do get a return, they know that he has a chance to stop them and probably put a good hurting on them.
1:52 left, 2 timeouts for Loyalsock. And I don't say, you don't want to say this is they have to score, but I almost feel like Loyalsock has to score here. Southern gets the ball to begin the third quarter. If they have not been able to stop the Tigers except one possession in this first half. The pressure's on this Lancer offense now to put points on the board before the half.
They have to. They have to go down with a minute 52. They have 2 timeouts left. They've got to put something together to come back with some type of points.
And that kicking game from Carter, that just disrupts what Loyalsock wants to do. They want to get Andrews the ball. Last week he had a 90-yard punt return. Last year he had a 95-yard kickoff return. And that's part of what Justin Van Fleet's team likes to do. A lot of communication problems here tonight. Van Fleet on, trying to calm his team down. Loyalsock be a little bit flustered, I would think.
They look like they're overwhelmed, which I wouldn't have expected from Coach Van Fleet's team. They really, I don't know what the communication was. The quarterback looked like he saw something. The coach was calling something different. That's why timeout. So now they're down to 1. And we talked earlier about coaches, Southern Columbia's assistant coaches, but the defensive coordinator over there has done a great job, and that's Andy Mills, and he stepped in this week and had to run everything offensively, defensively, and special teams-wise.
Jersey Shore at the half leads Selinsgrove 21-14.
Wow, just like that.
Just like that. And Jersey Shore, just like Southern Columbia, tradition doesn't graduate.
They just
moves into the next year. So after taking a timeout, they didn't want one. G's going to run it through, and he's up for a minimal gain. If you're Southern Columbia, you'll let G run like that all night long. That's what you want.
They're not going to. He's not going to break it on you. Again, what they're concerned about, and that's what Coach Rault's key to the game was, take away their passing game. And that's what they're doing with their secondary coverage right now.
Bat it down the line of scrimmage, Isaac Carter.
We said kicker, right?
He's a soccer player.
A soccer player with guns. Look at this. Does a nice job. Look at the ups, and he just swats that bad boy down like it's nothing.
I mean, Barnes coming back, and Isaac Carter playing defense last year may have been the 2 big storylines of why Southern Columbia went on to win their state title.
You get those 2 type of players back. I mean, look at the energy they brought last year, and now we're seeing what Carter's contributing on special teams and on defense.
Soccer players are tough. I've been telling you that. G, RPO, no-go. Southern there, reading that from the start. Now they'll call timeout, will the Tigers, and 4th down on the way. This Loyalsock offense has been held in check right from the beginning by this Tiger defense.
I mean, they're just swarming to the ball. They're gang tackling. The defensive line's doing what they have to do, reestablishing the line of scrimmage and putting tons of pressure on Loyalsock's Tyler G.
And for the most part, except for that one big pass play, they have not given up the big play to the 2 speedsters on the outside.
And when they were trying to go downtown with number 6, Jay Coy, gets a pick, and then he also had that key reception.
And I don't think Jalen Andrews has a reception in this game. So they won.
Oh, no, wait. He did. He had the short one. He had an 8-yarder.
I'm looking back at my notes. I will find that, but you're right. But they've held him in check.
Oh, absolutely.
They have not let him get downfield.
A young man that has 124 yards a game, and right now he's got 9. So they're doing something right down there in Catawissa.
Well, you know, Loyalsock does not want to punt it back to Southern Columbia. 113 is an eternity for this Tiger team. Last two possessions, taking one play. Gee, another punt, almost blocked, got it away. Murphy will take a bounce. He'll pick it up from his 41. Bob and weave his way into Lancer territory. And with 2 timeouts left, Southern has it at the Loyalsock 48-yard line.
Well, this is what Southern Columbia does. They just put pressure on you. There's low snap. Look at the pressure right there. Number 31. We talked about him earlier. He's just a great guy that plays defensive end for them, and that is Colden Bloom, 6 foot 200-pounder. Just puts pressure and force that punt.
Well, if Southern gets a balanced attack, they may be hard to stop. And right now, they're balanced tonight. Here goes Murphy again. He gets to the outside, cuts through. A lot of patience we saw from the last run. It's a perfect storm, renovations first down, gain of 10.
Well, that was the play that he sprung, the buck sweep for a touchdown. They come back, and he gets an easy 10. See 54, look at that. Lead blocking. He makes contact 6 yards downfield, and that's why they got that first down. Loudon Murphy, great job running the ball.
John Quinton, 230, is sophomore on that right side. He's the right tackle. They've been running most of that to the right all night long. Wise back, a little quick out. Has Murphy. Oh, what footwork by Loudon Murphy. Andrews trying to make the tackle. He whiffed on it, and it's a Blaze Alexander touchdown, Southern Columbia.
Bob, what's even more impressive about Blake Wise right now is all his throws have been from under center. So he's dropping back 3 or 5 steps, allowing the receivers time, and they're getting the time, and he has the time for the completions. That's just a tribute to that offensive line getting the job done.
38 yards in the air again for Wise, and he's having a career night. And this one is starting to be a blowout, folks. Two plays as Carter's kick is up and through, and they go 48 yards after the defense holds Loyalsock to a 3-and-out, and it's 29-7 Southern Columbia.
Look at that, just under center, 3 steps, and again, he just missed. Andrews just missed on that. There's no secondary coverage behind him. Murphy in for the easy score. And we spoke with him after the playoff game we did last year. Nice young man. He was so excited. You look at Coach Van Fleet right now, frustrated, a little angry, to say the least, but he's got to keep his composure. We still have another half of football to play.
The weapons are there for Loyalsock, but give Southern's defense a ton of credit. They're taking them away.
He doesn't have.
And the pressure, and we thought up front would be the key tonight, and that Southern Columbia front 4 and 5, just too much pressure on Tyler G. He has no time to throw the ball.
And he's getting banged around, which is not good for a quarterback.
Carter, a deep kick, another one. Look at Andrews. He just stands still, doesn't even try to go for the ball. So this is a Division II Heartland Conference game, and this is a tough division. Lewisburg's winning tonight, Danville as well, Montoursville, Central Columbia.
Wow.
In the next few weeks, Loyalsock will play Danville. They're playing Southern Columbia. In fact, they have Danville next week. Southern Columbia has to wait 2 weeks, then they'll meet Danville. And then we'll take a look at the schedules later on. But that's what's going on in Division III of the Pennsylvania Heartland Conference. And last week, of course, we saw Mount Carmel in Division III just dominate Dunmore. And if we look at the top 10 in the second half from our Friday night rivals, you wonder why we have so many teams from the Heartland Conference in Central PA. We just feel they're better teams at this point. And I think you're seeing why. Mount Carmel dominated last week. Southern Columbia tonight.
And we've seen Carl Major, the new head coach at Danville.
Yeah.
They've been setting dominant statements the last 2 games. So Bob, we have to. We have to pick the 10
Don't forget
best
about Jersey
teams.
Shore and Selinsgrove. I don't mean to interrupt you.
No.
Battling it out tonight.
I mean, would we like to keep going with our local teams? Absolutely, but we're the top 10 best football teams.
Southern Columbia came in with this circled on the calendar. One of 3 games they needed to have and wanted to get revenge for, and they are so far. They lead the Lancers here at home 29-7. Southern Columbia. Amanda's going to try to catch up with Jim Roth, see if he'll be able to speak to us. Of course, coming off of COVID this week, has been cleared, and see what he has to say about this first half from his Tiger team. And I think he's got to be happy about what he saw so far. Amanda?
That's right. Coach, you have to be incredibly happy with how this half has went.
Yeah, absolutely. We, came in really being concerned about our pass defense against their outstanding passing game, and we've done a good job in that area. Obviously, they got the 1 score through the air, but as we expected, our defensive fronts played a big role in our pass defense. They're able to get pressure on the quarterback, and they've really set the tone. They haven't allowed them to really run the ball effectively against us, but I really like the way our offense responded. We weren't moving the ball consistently at times, but we were hitting some big plays, and guys were coming through when we needed plays. And so to put 29 points up in the first half against this team is an outstanding job by the offense also. So it's been a great first half.
Thanks, Coach. Good luck in the second.
Thank you.
All right, guys, back to you.
Well said from the state's all-time leader in wins. His team is leading Loyalsock 29-7 at the half. Coming up on the Toyota Halftime Report, we'll go to the Fox 56 News first at 10. Jan and I will then have stats and highlights. That's coming up in a little while.
Welcome to the Toyota Halftime.
Welcome back to the Toyota Halftime Report before the game. We are happy to give a $250 donation from Manuka Subaru to Loyalsock Township High School. And Ben Lorson, our athletic director here, welcoming us again to this beautiful field here at Loyalsock Township. There's your score. Number 1, Southern Columbia leads number 5, Loyalsock 29-7 is the score, and it's been a dominating first half from the Tigers. We knew about their defense. They haven't given up any points until 7 for Loyalsock, but their offense has come in high-powered through the air and on the ground.
Talk about a totally balanced offense. 138 yards rushing, 139 yards in the air, and Brandon Weiss is 4 for 6 and 2 touchdowns. I mean, just incredible for Southern Columbia. You wouldn't say they're a passing attack team, but boy, they're showing everybody that they are well balanced.
And Loudon Murphy's run with patience. He doesn't have the speed like we used to see, but he is patient enough to wait, and he can make anybody shed a tackle.
It was a 59-yard run that took off 7 seconds on one play. So they're a high potent offense for a wing T team, and they're killing it right now.
And on defense, just 100 yards of total offense for Loyalsock, 80 of that on one drive. But so far, the Tigers have really been putting a hurting on quarterback Tyler G.
He has nowhere to run and nowhere to throw, and more importantly, no time to throw. So, and the secondary coverage for the Tigers is like a blanket out there. There's nothing available.
Let's take a look at some first half highlights. Dominated again by Southern Columbia. First, they get a nice drive to open the game. Garcia takes it in, and then they go to the air.
And number 26 wide open, Loudon Murphy. And here we go. This is the one touchdown of the game that they gave up. Great job in there. He did a great job on the stop, comes back for the pass. Number 39 spun around. Now, here we go, Loudon Murphy. This was that buck sweep we talked about. Look at the patience, shedding tacklers in here. You see that he's getting pursued. You think, okay, he's going to get down. And he just keeps that body momentum going. Good balance in for his second touchdown.
And then Murphy again, this time one move and he's gone.
And again, I said this earlier, what I'm really impressed with Wise is that he's doing it from under center. Most quarterbacks now are 5 to 7 yards deep in the shotgun, and he's doing it from under center.
Well, once again, we're doing Raising the Roof, which NEPA builders will give a roof away to a family in need. And for more on that, let's go to Toby to give us the lowdown.
Hi, I'm Toby Grisenda with NEPA Builders. I'm proud to announce the second annual Raising the Roof contest is back. Raising the Roof is a partnership of NEPA Builders, Fox 56, and 84 Lumber to replace a roof for a local family in need. Last year's roof giveaway was a huge success, and we are excited to give back to local families who need a helping hand.
I was completely surprised. I didn't know that that was even possible. I had several tumors throughout my body and had to undergo cancer treatment, radiation, chemotherapy. I can't say enough about these people and how wonderful it is that they're doing this for us today.
Send in nominations for a local family that you feel could use a helping hand right now. Go to NEPABLDRS.com to nominate someone today. Join us in building a better Northeast.
Thank you, Toby. Another great opportunity. Get those names in for Raising the Roof here on MyTV Friday Night Rivals. Southern Columbia is back out in the field. Justin Van Fleet keeping his team in a little bit longer. What do you think he's saying, Coach?
He's trying to figure out an answer how to stop this passing attack from Southern Columbia, something that they're not used to doing. But more importantly, again, we have to play with composure, we have to play with poise, and we have to play like Loyalsock Lancer football is supposed to play. And right now, this isn't indicative of what their team is. They've done some great things this season, a young season, and you're facing the best team probably in the state of, I know it's the best team in the state of Pennsylvania and probably the East Coast right now. I mean, they're just phenomenal, Southern Columbia.
Let's go down to Amanda with Justin.
Coach, how do you slow down Southern Columbia's passing game?
Oh, we just have to do our jobs. I mean, they're getting into spaces, and we're not performing the way that I know we can. Basically, halftime, just calm down. Let's play our brand of football. Let's play smart. Let's execute appropriately. We have great athletes out there. They can match up. We just have to play in composure. And in the first half, we weren't composed. There were a lot of critical errors, and we can't have those.
What's your goal for the second half?
Play football, one play at a time. You're not scoring 22 points in one play. So it's going to take a long time, but we're going to gut it out. We're going to get to work. We're going to stay composed. We're going to do our jobs.
Thanks, Coach. Good luck.
Absolutely.
Guys, back to you.
Well said. Let's see if Loyalsock can do that on the other side. The Tigers over the Lancers. Second half on the way. We are back. Kenneth M. Robbins Stadium, Loyalsock Township, Southern Columbia. After the kickoff, we'll start this drive to begin the third quarter at the 24-yard line.
The kickoff went to the 2-yard line and was returned by number 2, Carter Madden. It's a nice return for him. I mean, the ball looked like it was going to stop.
So here comes this Southern offense, over 270 yards in that first half. 77, back to Murphy, already with a couple touchdowns. About a 3-yard gain.
Well, that was L.G. Lee and Will Burdett on the stop there for the Lancers. Nice job on that sweep. Good job shedding blockers. And look at that, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 red jerseys in there on the gang tackle. Nice job by the Lancers.
So you heard what Justin Van Fleet had to say before the break. Obviously, you agree with that. You can't get 22 in one play. But I think it has to start right here. You got to set the tone to begin this third quarter by stopping this Tiger team.
Now, Coach Roth is probably going to pull these guys if the play keeps going the way it's been going the first half.
Little screen to Garcia. He's got running room, and he's got blockers. He's not the most fleet of foot, but Garcia is off to the races. Burdett to beat. Another big pass play for Southern Columbia. This time, Garrett Garcia. We do have a flag down right near the 40-yard line.
Great job on this screenplay. Again, the defensive end comes blazing in there. I'm going to get you, Q, and again, intentionally drops it up over. Garcia does it. They're probably going to call push in the back.
Jake Hoy, you saw push in the back.
Heads up play there by Garcia. He really didn't touch down. But
no, that's why I didn't call it. Joe Claybon, our referee from District 4. So this will negate some of that return. It will be a figure law first down, though, I believe, for Southern Columbia. So it's a spot foul, correct? And
Yes,
go
it
back.
is.
So it will be a.
They still got nice real estate on that.
Yeah, about a 20-yard gain. They're inside Lancer territory at the 48. After the penalty and run from Garcia. But boy, there was no Lancers within our picture almost when he was running downfield.
The way they played that was, and again, that was Garcia. Just, Bob, you said he doesn't have breakaway speed, but he had enough separation that they couldn't catch him.
Inside handoff to Garcia, and he's rumbling and bumbling for another figure law first down.
Watch this. The Lancers now are bringing a lot of guys in the box, a lot of guys on line of scrimmage, and all it takes is just one slip, and it's right there. He's through for another figure law first down.
13 yards for Garcia. So you saw what Murphy could do, Madden, and then they just give you that little fullback play up the middle, and Garcia with 13, he's been all their offense here in the second half.
Well, 225 pounds is coming at you, and that's going to put a hurting on you. You're going to be tired by the fourth quarter.
Quick pitch, Madden. Great job by Logan Bastian, the senior, who has 19 total tackles coming in.
Nice job. Again, he just read the guard. He got on his hip pocket and just followed him in and just stopped him for a 1-yard gain.
Bastian, the only returning linebacker for this Loyalsock team, had a great game against the Tigers a year ago, 11 total tackles and 1 for a loss. And he's mostly playing defense tonight, probably to keep him healthy and fresh. Again to Garcia. This time again, who we talked about, Bastian for the TFL.
And help it, yeah. Bastian did a real nice job on that. You'll see this in your screen. They go with that lead play, 26 leading up through, and there's Bastian. And then followed up by, we've called his name, Jeremiah Johnson, big number 51.
Just a sophomore, 275 pounds, so third and long now for Southern Columbia. 2 big plays got us to this point, but those last 2 plays, -4. Wise back, looking, and has his receiver, and a great job by Harden to get a hand in there on Chrisman to knock it down. Goes incomplete, 4th down now.
Well, they went with their one-back scheme, and they motioned to 4 receivers one side. Great job coming from that second receiver from the outside in. It was basically a flood pattern.
So Carter in to get this inside the 20, and he's really good at it. Andrews and Harden back, a lot of speed.
Look at the patience he has.
Almost, it was blocked. Partially blocked by Bastian. And it does go inside the 20. Loyalsock will have the ball at the 16, but Carter waited, and Bastian didn't take the bait, and he put a hand up. I think he got a hand on it.
He did, and that's the times that he has punted throughout this game. He just takes it. Look at this: 1,000, 2 1,000, 3 1,000. He's got all the time, and just smartly man, he's just a heads-up player.
Bastian, though, in that one series on the last 4 plays, he's been the dominant force for that Loyalsock defense.
He really has, and that's what they're going to need. Not just Bastian. He's going to need the rest of his team to start making plays like that.
For Loyalsock, step 1 complete. Stop the Tigers. Step 2.
Get a first down. Play Lancer football.
Here comes the blitz. They give it to the sophomore, and he's a fumble. Picked up. No, G had it. And a flag. A lot going on there.
By design. So let's see. There we go. It's just a lead play right there.
Harmon.
Coming through.
Harmon.
The ball was out.
Fumbled. And
number
9, Preston Gross wisely picked it up, but this one's coming back. Holding against Loyalsock. So this will back them up 10 from the line of scrimmage, not from the point.
And one of the things that drives me nuts as a coach was where we talk about ball security. When he was holding that ball, he held the ball with his right hand, and he's coming to the left sideline, which means the defenders can knock that out. You always want to have the ball in that sideline arm, so that way, if it does get bounced out, it goes out of bounds.
So 1st and long, they get a quick one out to Andrews. Let's see if they can get him in space and get some speed. Makes 2 guys miss, and nice gain of about 10.
Well, he got that holding penalty back. Nice job to get him involved with the game now. Great job with the blocking by number 2 on that, Jameer Harden. That goes unrecognized as an unsung hero there when you get that type of stalk block and it springs your receiver.
2nd and 9 now. That run defense is stout. Garcia on the bottom with Fedorov in there.
Jeez,
and
1, 2,
Bloom.
3,
No
4.
running room at all for Loyalsock.
Well, 77, Landon Cochran there, 5'10", 255 pounds, did not get moved. He stood the offensive lineman up, which forced him to run outside into his help from the defensive end, outside linebacker, cornerback, and the other tackle.
So a big 3rd down now. Call it about 9. And who moved? Southern was going to blitz. They had about 7 guys ready to come in. Did they cross the neutral zone? Or did Loyalsock move? It looks like the Lancers are backing up. And it's going to go against Loyalsock in 3rd and 15 now facing this team. And you know Southern's going to blitz.
Absolutely. They're going to just bring that pressure like they've done all night. They're just going to disguise it again. I would venture to say we're going to see Mr. Garcia coming because we know he's not going to be the outside coverage guy because he doesn't have that quick speed.
They've been in several 3rd and longs tonight. And it hasn't gone well for Loyalsock. Here they come. G under pressure. Has the ball tipped. And it's brought in by Gross, but he's well short of the 1st down. That was tipped at the line of scrimmage into Gross's hands. 4th down now, and Loyalsock will punt.
Well, 2 penalties, that's negating anything that they can do, any momentum they could try to gain. And that ball did. He got hit in the hand by number 31, Colden Bloom. We've talked about him all evening, how he's wreaking havoc from that outside edge rush position.
Just 100 yards at half of offense for Loyalsock. About 2 now on those 3 plays. G with a nice hanging kick, gets it away from Murphy, but it takes a Tiger bounce, and Southern Columbia up 29-7 has the ball on Loyalsock's side of the field again at the 44. Well, the field position game has been owned by Southern Columbia.
One of the things we talk about with special teams is trying to switch the field, and it hasn't worked tonight. The balls, we know that the footballs bounce funny, and so far Southern Columbia, it's been to their favor.
Loyalsock was able to stop them on the last possession. Madden shoots through. Bastion on the bottom, only a yard gain. But again, if this offense for Loyalsock can't do anything, it's going to be tough on this defense to keep playing all night long and stop it.
Especially when Garcia, they're starting to feed him the ball this 3rd quarter. 225 pounds. Again, the kids are getting tired. It's hot outside. It's humid. All these factors start to take a toll on any football player.
Loyalsock ranked 3rd in the state in AAA. Southern with number 1 in AA. Garcia, big hole. Burdette comes shooting in, make the tackle short of the 1st, 3rd down now. You got to have a lot of guts to go at Garcia.
Again, look at it. Loudon Murphy was the lead back on that. That's what they call the lead right there. He just was looking for anybody in a maroon jersey to hit, and Garcia just put his head down and gained a good 7 yards.
Jersey Shore still leading Selinsgrove 21-14 in the 3rd quarter. That's a part of the Pennsylvania Heartland Conference Division I matchup. 2 undefeated teams coming into tonight, along with Mifflinburg. On 3rd down, big hole, big push, and a Figured Law Firm 1st down, Southern Columbia.
Well, that's what the wing tee will do to you. It's the same play. It's the lead play now this time. They had Garcia lead blocking up through. Look at, oh, they were, excuse me, full house backfield. Nice job in there. That means they got a fullback and a halfback lead blocking up through. And the offensive line will just down block, and then they're just looking for work, and anything maroon is they're going to try to take them down.
Blake Phillips with the tackle, but is another first down for Southern Columbia. Trying a quick hitter to Garcia, and he shoots through for 3 inside the 30.
Now, when you look at this on the replay, you're going to see the quarterback what we call reverse pivot out. And that's, again, they're trying to set up a play action. Watch him reverse pivot out, quick hitter to the fullback. Nice job. Look at 51. He's downfield 6 yards looking for work, and he couldn't find any. Dylan Stein on there, the junior. Again, this is just pure wing tee offense right now in perfection.
And they're just wearing down this defense. Been on the field a lot tonight. Flag comes in. Again, this might be movement from Southern. The only thing that Southern hasn't done well tonight, they have some penalties. They've hurt some drives. No, it's going to go against.
Yep.
Against Southern, back them up 5 on second down.
And that's not, like I said in the first half, that's so atypical of Southern Columbia. That's one thing Coach Ross can address and will address, that they can't have these mental mistakes, especially if it's going to be a close game further down the road. They're going to have to eliminate the mistakes like that.
So Wise having a career night coming in. He was 4 of 8 for 111 yards and a touchdown. That was his career high, 111 yards. He's off that tonight. He's got about 150. They try to get it out to Madden, but Bastian read that perfectly. He was well covered. 3rd and long now facing Southern.
It was a great job trying to go with that screenplay in there. You'll see that the offensive linemen are downfield. They're trying to set it up, but Bastian, great job, great coaching by Justin Van Fleet and his defense to make sure that they couldn't get anything from that. Bobby, you were saying how well Southern Columbia has been playing. One thing that they have done is ball control, the time of possession tonight.
Absolutely.
To keep it away from Loyalsock.
Well, Loyalsock hasn't helped their effort. Minimal first downs tonight. Not much offense to show. Just 100 yards in that first half, and they only had 1 possession here in the 3rd quarter. Wise back. Wise with time. Quick out and right to the wrong color jersey. Interception, Loyalsock, L.J. Lee, the senior, his first INT of the season.
Well, this is what they want to do. It was 3rd and 11. They got the ball turned over, and again, this is what Loyalsock's going to need. Let's hope they can build on this momentum of the turnover. Just keep working first downs, try to get some points right now. Coach, go ahead.
Does G just go right at it after getting momentum back, try to go out? But they're double a cover, and Andrews here on the outside.
They are, and you see how the free safety is playing deep over top.
Now they're going to try to run it to Harmon. And Harmon picks up some nice yardage. Let's go down to Amanda again with some special guests.
That's right. Our Perfect Storm student section is actually the Loyalsock Township Cheerleaders. Joining me now is Bella. Bella, we talked a little bit about your camp this summer. How proud of you guys are you guys of everything you've done this summer?
Yeah, we are really proud. We attended UCA Cheer Camp, and there was a little competition, and we got 3rd overall, so we're really proud of that.
What are some of the things you guys are looking forward to this year?
We're really looking forward to our football team's potential and also basketball season because we cheer for that as well.
Awesome. Thanks, girls. Good luck this season.
Well, unfortunately for the Lancer cheerleaders, not much to cheer about tonight. But they're always in a good mood. They get the crowd going.
Especially with this student section, there's just such a great rapport there.
But it becomes a 3rd and 8 now. Again, Loyalsock puts themselves in a passing down. Here comes the blitz. Quick out and in out of the hands of Burdette, and G's going to have to punt.
The ball was a little high on that one. As you saw, it bounced off the receiver's hands into the sideline of Southern Columbia. Here we go. Good time. I mean, there was a blitz. He saw looked like the ball did get tipped a little bit.
He wouldn't have had a first down anyway unless he broke a tackle.
And the 4-4 defense that Southern Columbia is known for, the two inside linebackers, Fedorov and Garcia, they came flying into the B gaps. Nowhere for him to throw.
Gee, another nice punt. Murphy just going to let this one roll. No need to get near it. And with 1:20 left here in the third quarter, 1:18, excuse me, Southern Columbia back on. No scoring in this third quarter, but the ball's at the 26 for Southern Columbia, and just another 3-and-out for Loyalsock. So that Southern D coming in is giving up just 7 points all year long.
Well, that's a 2.3 average for each game so far. Coach Van Fleet wanted to try to establish something on offense. They can't get it going.
Yeah, Loyalsock's offense, let me reiterate, 414 yards in the first two games average. Tonight, they have barely over 100. So credit the Southern Columbia defense. Stopping the run and putting pressure on Tyler G., which we knew was going to happen.
But I don't think they could dial up that type of, there we go, right in there. There's that lead play again. They're just going to stick to the true wing tee. They're going to grind it out, take time of possession, keep the ball away from Loyalsock so they can't do anything. I would imagine we'll probably start seeing some substitutions in the fourth quarter.
Well, these players have not played a full game yet because the first two games they had such big leads. And a nice job again, the defensive player tonight has been Logan Bastian, keeping Loyalsock at least in this game on defense as best he can.
You know, people wonder why Southern Columbia is successful year in and year out. Well, it starts with these type of plays. When you get up on a team, you have the luxury of playing your younger kids so they gain that valuable experience. So when they come back the following year, you know, yeah, they might only play a quarter or maybe a half, but, you know, that's more than a lot of teams get the chance to play in the JV game, trying to get kids mature and try to get them experience.
Well, Southern will let this clock roll down. No scoring in the third quarter, but it didn't matter. The Tigers lead the Lancers, headed to the fourth by 22 here on Friday Night Rivals.
Welcome back to Friday Night Rivals, where Southern Columbia leads Loyalsock 29-7. For the first time this season, both of our figured law firm scholar athletes are both football players. First, from Southern Columbia, we have Gavin Krebs. Gavin is a two-time state champion. He is a member of the National Honor Society and National Spanish Honor Society and is ranked first in his class. He's his class president and the vice president of FBLA, and he's also a volunteer in his community. Gavin plans on playing football in college and will study engineering. And from Loyalsock Township High School, outside linebacker Logan Bastian. Logan is on the football team and he's a member of the National Honor Society. He's ranked third in his class. He plans on studying civil engineering in college. Guys, another night, two wonderful scholar athletes both happen to be having a great game.
Yeah, I think Krebs is a little bit happier than Bastian, but Bastian, I'm telling you, having a nice game from that linebacker position. He's been all over the place.
Second half, he really is dominating at his position, but he needs the rest of his team to help out. Amanda, you have the luckiest job of presenting the scholar athletes. You meet the cream of the crop at every school we go to. I mean, what does that say about the football teams, the school districts, the programs they run? It's awesome.
Update Jersey Shore still leading Selinsgrove. No scoring in the second half, just like here, 21-14. Jersey Shore. That's a rematch of the district final from last year in 4A. So Loyalsock makes a stop. Carter with a high hanging kick. Well out of the reach of Andrews, and that's what you want to do. You don't want to give it to that threat. Goes out of bounds. Loyalsock has it at their own 39-yard line. 11:49 left in this one. Southern looking to move to 3-0. Loyalsock, well, they don't have time to regroup. They have to play Danville next week. And, of course, we saw the two games last year with Danville.
Yes.
We saw the regular season game here. Danville won. And then you were on vacation. I saw
I knew that was going to come back.
I saw the district final in a very cold game at Danville, and Danville dominated that one and beat Loyalsock.
Well, I remember watching that game, Bob, from the cruise ship. So I felt your pain, but I was getting sunburned at the time. So I apologize. Well, spotlight player of the game for Loyalsock, starting to get into the mix here a little bit. Just picked up a nice 5-yard gain.
So Loyalsock just trying to get anything going. So second down, flag comes in.
But again, this is what's been killing the Lancers all night is they take 1 step forward, 2 steps back with silly penalties that, you know, it just drives coaches crazy. There's no need for an offsides. You know where the play's going. You know what the ball's going to be snapped on.
Okay, I'm back. Little microphone problem, no problem at all. Second down is Jan took it over quickly. No problems at all. 22 down, Loyalsock. They need to get something going. G with a little bit more time than he's having all night long. Has Harden. Oh, that's what we wanted to see all night long. And it goes in and out of the hand of the senior wide receiver.
Well, right now, number 24, Braden Andrews is saying thank you. Thank you for dropping that ball because he got behind him and he was going to make another touchdown there, make it look easy, and he just dropped the ball.
Well, that's what we expected to see in the beginning of this game, but Southern did a nice job taking that away. You need to make those big plays when they happen because that's a huge drop at this point of the game.
Well, they're few and far between where they've had success, and more importantly, Tyler G hasn't had the time to throw it. He had pressure in his face that time. Here they go. They got their 6-1 defense going.
They get it out to Gage Patterson. Now a 4th down call awaiting Justin Van Fleet. You're down 22. You almost have to go for it, don't you?
You're at midfield. I mean, that was a heck of a shot there, too.
Yeah, big shot. Both guys bounced up. Good to see. Head helmet to helmet by Murphy.
So 4th and 6. All they have to do is get 6.5. That's all they need. They don't have to go downtown. Just get the first fresh set of downs and keep working the clock, and try to get another score.
Boys matched up against Andrews. Chrisman, the speedster, out with the other speedster. And Andrews has to guard Harden. What matchup do you like, Coach?
Harden.
Yeah, I do too. G with time, but a guy in his face going to go up and deep and out of the reach of number 1, and Southern holds. Loyalsock turns it over on downs.
They went downtown. Again, they had a lot of pressure in their face. I think just a little crossing pattern underneath. Actually, they did a switch play on that one. He motioned from the right side to the left side and went to the out. Harden then came to the inside.
Southern's defense was prepared. 10-16 left in this game. No scoring in the second half. Both teams have had opportunities.
Now let's
hope. It's been a defensive battle.
Yeah, and Loyalsock really has done a nice job the second half of stopping Southern. Let's see if this Lancer defense can do it again.
Murphy, again, very patient. And next thing you know, he's picking up 9.
Look in there. Even at 54, they were just trying to do that inside trap game. And 54 actually got knocked off his line, and he still gets downfield, and Murphy then gets 8 yards on that. He's just an incredibly patient runner.
Mount Carmel beating Warrior Run 35-0 after they beat Dunmore last week to go to 2-1 most likely, as Madden is tripped up by Parker.
Yep.
Phillips, excuse me. Blake Phillips, but it is a figure law first down for Southern Columbia. Keeps the drive going, more important, keeps the clock going.
Yeah, and the clock is not a friend of the Lancers right now. Again, they do have the potential to be a quick-hitting offense, but the pressure that Southern Columbia is doing to them, it's not effective tonight.
Fumble. Right back into the quarterback's hands. So a break there for Southern Columbia. Second down.
You see number 54 was pulling, and he actually knocked the ball out of the quarterback's hands. Quarterback quickly jumped right back on to maintain possession.
He wants to. Mistake in the background, read by who else? Number 23, Logan Bastian.
And he's down. He must have a.
No, that's Jeremiah Johnson.
Johnson, I'm sorry. Hopefully it's just a cramp that he felt on that. Good job, though. Again, the Lancer, again, and Bastian was there, too.
Well, he comes running off. He's holding his arm. I don't think that's a cramp, Coach. That's a wrist or arm. He fell on his shoulder.
He probably, as Charlotte Carpenter, my longtime trainer at Tunkhannock, would probably said he subluxed his shoulder.
That's what I think. I'm not a doctor.
I'm not either.
I'm not a trainer either.
Charlotte would tell me that. Separated, no, he's sublux, which is like a partial separate. I don't know.
I hope not. So Wise just going to hold it. Speaking of holding, flag comes in on the keeper. This one's coming back for Southern on 3rd and long. So we saw a lot of offense from Southern in that first half. Not much in the second half. They're not explosive this year. They're, I would say, effective.
Very effective.
Yeah, Murphy has a big run. They had a couple big plays, but we haven't seen any of that in the second half. Coach Roth now trying to go in his mind. How many plays do you think he has in there? 40 years?
He probably has forgotten more than most coaches have. But with the wing T, there's really the recipes for success is just to be effective at running a few plays. I mean, you have the buck sweep, you have the dives, you have the traps, waggles, and bootlegs. And we're starting to see that Coach Roth has expanded into now, drop back passing.
Third down and really far for Southern. Wise is going to drop back, and he'll take it at a first sack of the day. Goes to Blake Phillips, his first of the season, and it backs up Southern, and they'll be forced to punt.
What a hit, too. Look at this. Great job. Look at that gap right there in the A gap. Boom. And he avoided the edge rush from 58 and stepped right into that. That was a heck of a hit.
Now the two guys back, pretty lethal, as we'll see the sack again.
Yeah, pressure from 58. He steps up in the pocket and hello.
Low snap, but we're going to hold this one up.
He said he was down.
Oh, he said he was down. So Carter on the bounce, put his knee down. Break for Loyalsock. They'll have the ball right at the 35-yard line, right where Joe Claiborne is pointing. 6:29 left, down 22.
Well, his knee was down. Great spot by the official. Now, you got great field position. You've got a quarterback that can throw. You got two speedy wide receivers. Let's see if they go downtown on this first play.
Well, obviously, this is their best starting field position of the night.
Yes, sir.
I mean, they started one drive after two. They barely got out. So now you have an opportunity, but it has to be relatively quick, you think.
Quick strike, do an onside, possibly get the recovery of it.
Here comes the blitz. Not much running room from behind. Isaac Carter.
Again, it's just amazing. Isaac Carter, 43 plays right side tackle on their defense and makes a play on the left-hand side. That's all coming down the coaching. We always stress pursuit angles, and you want to be relentless to the ball. And that's what Southern Columbia has done tonight to stymie the Lancers.
And they put Loyalsock in throwing positions and throwing downs all night long. They get it out quickly to Andrews. He has speed, we know, and he has a figure law first down. Big gain inside the 20 to the 18.
But again, I'm going to sing the praises of Jameer Harden right there. Look at that. Just gets in the way, doesn't do anything illegal, doesn't hold, plays it smart, and he springs them for a key first down.
Harmon bounces forward to the 16. Been the featured back tonight.
He really has. I mean, he just does a nice job with the cutback. It was the RPO. He was supposed to go left, but he saw a nice lane to the right for a 3-yard gain. Oh, ball.
Fumble. Oh, G is down too. He took a hit and recovered by Southern Columbia. And that might do it for this Loyalsock team.
He just,
big
look at
hit
that.
from the side.
Who was that?
Garcia. No, I think that was
52. He came in.
Yeah.
32.
Fedorov? Oh, yeah.
Fedorov came right off that edge and hit him right in the thigh, right where the ball was, and he just dropped him. Hopefully Tyler G's okay.
So Southern takes over on the fumble. They go back to Madden, and Madden has some room. Nice hit from behind by Jeremiah.
And
Johnson with the tackle.
And Jeremiah is a little slow to get up there. Again, a lot of pursuit angle there.
Loyalsock starting to sub in a little bit. These guys who are playing both sides of the ball getting worn down. Tyler G is still on the sidelines. We have somebody in the tent for Loyalsock being treated by their trainers. G looks okay. As back to Southern goes Garcia, and he bounces outside. Garcia just putting his head down, and he rumbles and bumbles to midfield.
And he was dragging a few Lancers along the way.
26-yard gain.
Instead of bouncing out to go outside and get out of bounds, watch what he does, folks. He's just saying, all right, come on, bring it on, big boy. And he's taking him for a ride.
And you see that knee brace, of course, tore that ACL the first game last year, like the first two plays against Berwick, and he's worked his way all the way back. And he runs a little bit different than his brothers. His brothers are real faster and shiftier.
But I don't think they weren't as big.
Not as big, nope. Not as big at all.
And he is Garrett is the youngest of the Garcia clan that has done tremendous things at Southern Columbia.
Back inside, big hole for Madden, he shoots through. Sheds a tackle, goes down inbounds, and another big gain for Southern.
You'll see right there, this is just basic wing T stuff. Look at number 31 in there, doing a nice job on the outside linebacker, turns him outside. Nice try with the strip there.
22-yard gain for Madden. Murphy, Madden, West, Wise, Hoy doing everything they can tonight. Step one for Southern Columbia, beat Loyalsock. I think you could put a check mark next to that. Step two will be in a couple weeks when they meet Danville, and we'll take a look at the Southern schedule. They have Lewisburg next week, then Danville, and then the big game against Mount Carmel on Friday the 13th.
Oh.
But it's at home. Well, excuse me, it should be at Mount Carmel this year.
Yes. And then Wyoming area, that's just been a local rivalry that started from the Wyoming Valley to down here to the Central Columbia, the Heartland Conference.
And they'll play at Wyoming area this year as well. Straightforward handoff, looks like a figure law first down, and they are in the Kelly Mahindra red zone for the first time in the second half tonight. And about to put this one away as the clock stops with 3 minutes left. A dominating performance from Southern Columbia on both sides of the ball.
They really, their defense has really done a tremendous job preparing all week to try to shut down that potent passing game of the Lancers, and they've done that. The only thing I think that Coach Roth and the staff will really work on are the penalties.
Of which we have another flag down. False start against Southern, and again, you just mentioned the penalties, and it is on the Tigers. Something to clean up next few weeks. Loyalsock gets Danville next week in a rematch of the District 4 3A final from last year. Looking to regroup. Probably have to shore up that offensive line. There's too much pressure on your quarterback tonight.
There is, and then you see Coach Roth right there. I spoke with him briefly pregame, and the COVID did a number on him. I mean, you know, anybody that's had it, he knows how fatigued he feels right now, and I can only imagine.
Quick hitter, Garcia. Garcia just carrying it lead for a Blaze Alexander Southern Columbia touchdown. $18 yards for Garcia.
Well, this was the play they had designed before the penalty, and they came right back to it. Number 54, Jude Bremigan, does a nice job blocking downfield and springs them for that touchdown.
So that should just about do it for Southern Columbia as Carter comes on for another PAT. Carter's kick is up and through. Carter's kick again, another touchback. And we have a flag down, I think. I hear a bunch of whistles. Oh, we'll come out to the 20.
UNB Bank is proud to be your hometown bank and fully supports high school football. With locations in Mount Carmel, New Media, and our Shamokin Dam loan office, UNB offers lending that's local, service that's personal, and banking that's trusted. UNB Bank, supporting our community for over a century.
Well, Danville's warming up for Justin Van Fleet's team next week. How about a 55-3 win over Central Columbia? Sealands Grove and Jersey Shore late in the fourth, tied at 21. Shikellamy beating Central Mountain. We'll have Shikellamy and Sealands Grove later on in just a couple weeks as Tyler G takes it up.
Design quarterback run this play, just goes with a quick fake. He saw that number 56 squeezed it down, which told him from the RPO, you take the ball, keep it, and go.
And Williamsport, for the folks out here, losing to Dallas 28-6 in the third. And Mount Carmel, too, going to have a big win. They're leading Warrior Run, shutting them out. So we've seen enough of Tyler G. Needs an ice bath, and we'll have another flag down. So Loyalsock back to work. Well, we know what Justin Van Fleet's going to talk about up front. And Southern just keeps on rolling.
So one thing with football, you have to have a short memory as you're playing, because if you let one bad play, affect your next play, the future, you're done. And that's what Coach Van Fleet's going to do. He's going to watch this film tonight, tomorrow, get the kids regrouped to go against a strong Danville and hopefully make a nice comeback.
Keaton Kiefer, the sophomore, with the keeper. And he's up for a figure law first down.
See, there's that RPO again. 56 went down with the running back. So the quarterback keeps it, gets out of bounds for another first down.
So they are late in that Sealands Grove game. on about a minute to play left. Tied at 21, and that's a Division I game. And hello,
big number.
that is 57.
56. Oh,
50. You might have better eyes than I do. I think that's
no,
57.
it was 57.
That's
I saw 56 in there too. So
that's Jaden Carter and Bub. You ready? He's a freshman. He's 6'3", 290. What are they feeding the people down there?
wow. Well, if we were Berwick, we would say potato chips. I'm not sure. Catawissa, what they used to make a lot of sodas down there.
Corn and hay? No, I mean,
yeah.
they always find them. Yeah.
Wow.
9th grader, 6'3", 290. Kiefer again going nowhere. He's taken down hard, and that will do it. Last play of the game. Southern Columbia comes to Lycoming County with one mission in mind. Beat Loyalsock after losing to them at home a year ago. Mission accomplished for Tiger fans. They win it in a big way. The final score 36-7 over Loyalsock. Well, we know Southern Columbia will stay number 1. Loyalsock's going to drop in our FNR, and Jersey Shore and Selinsgrove will about remain the same as they fight it out. That's down in Union County. So Amanda's going to grab our players of the game, hand out the FNR trophy again to Southern Columbia. They have a couple. And our players of the game, of course, Loudon Murphy and Blake Wise.
Well, Loudon was the recipient last year in the playoff game, too.
So, what can you say about the Tigers?
They're back.
5-3 after 8 games last year did not sit well.
No, it did, and that they when I watched the scrimmage against the Valley View back in August, and they were throwing the ball downtown, I was like, who is this team? And boy, first half, 139 yards and 136 yards rushing. I mean, how balanced can you be? So, and their defense is starting to play really well.
And Amanda, you have our players of the game.
That's right. I've got Blake Wise and Loudon Murphy. Guys, congratulations on tonight's win. How satisfying does that victory feel?
I mean, it feels really good, especially considering everything that went down last year. We didn't come out ready to play, but this week we practiced real hard. We were ready. Showed on the field.
It didn't affect the game, but a lot of penalties and some mental mistakes. How do you guys live at that moving forward?
We just have to stay focused, stay disciplined. We got to go over it in practice, make sure everybody's on the same page at the same time.
Is this a game that you can gauge where you guys are at this point in the season?
I mean, I'd say right now we're looking pretty good, but you never know. There's a lot of tough teams left to play. We got Danville, Mount Carmel coming up, so we just want to stay humble and go out there and compete.
And what were the keys to success in tonight's game?
Everybody's got to do their assignment. Keep your head up, never give up. No matter what the score is, it's 0-0 the entire game.
Thanks, guys. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You guys have both wanted.
So Coach Roth going to have some final words before they hit the bus and head back to Catawissa. A dominating performance, but Coach, like they said, they have some more big games coming up. I mean, you can't take all this, but that defense looks pretty good, I got to tell you.
They do, and again, I love the kids' composure there when they were, speaking there. They know what they have to do to be successful, and Coach Roth and the rest of that staff, that's what they instill, and that's why they are so successful week in and week out, year in, year out. They just get the job done, and I would love to hear what Coach is saying to them now. I'm sure he's probably saying, congratulations, enjoy it, but we had too many penalties.
Well, there's only one mission and goal in mind. That's win another state title, and that's all it is for Southern Columbia.
Yes.
And I think they're on their way, 3-0 start. Loyalsock's going to fall to 2-1. They face Danville next week. Southern Columbia will face Lewisburg. For us next week, our Fox 56 sports crew, we go back up to the Electric City, Scranton. Scranton Prep just dominating teams again. They have not given up any points this year against our number 8 team, I believe, Scranton. It will be Prep in Scranton next Friday night at 7. Quick thoughts on that.
That's going to be a great game, folks. Scranton Prep defense is known for that, and they've been playing lights-out football. Their offense, their quarterback is having a great season, doing things they haven't done before, passing.
And the Knights, though, have to get by the Invaders tomorrow. The Battle of the Bell will take place at Scranton Memorial Stadium at 2 o'clock. So we'll be on the air next week at 7. Our Friday Night Rivals Top 10 will be on Tuesday. That's during the Fox 56 News, 1st and 10. Well, that's all we're going to get out of here. Great game by Southern Columbia, number 1 over number 5. For the entire Fox 56 Sports Crew, for Amanda Kuhl, for Jan Cechek, this is Bob Ide saying, so long, Lycoming County.
You're watching Manuka Subaru Friday Night Rivals, sponsored by USA Metal Roofs on MyTV WQMY.